Hey Neppers, it's me, Wild Neptune, and in today's Epic 7 video, going over Violet and the upcoming Leica banners. Should you pull? Should you wait? What should you do? Before that though, I would appreciate if you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and catch me at Twitch, at twitch.tv/Wild Neptune, coming back from break, so gonna be streaming a little bit more now. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, and here we have Violet, the Green Thief. Not going over him too much. I think most of us know what he does right now. He has a perception buff, which gives some crit damage, a 50% crit chance. He has a strong S3, which the damage scales with the focus, and when it's off cooldown, which means it's available, he'll have a bonus 35% evasion. And his S1 is just a basic attack that has a chance of inflicting attack down, and we all know that he has his counter attack and everything like that being built on usually now Moonlight Dreamblade, as most Violets are too slow to take advantage of Talisman. But Lifesteal plus Pen or Crit are the preferred builds. Lifesteal is basically a must with him. The Pen is optimal, but if you are newer or don't really have access to a lot of it, you will have to run something like Crit Set to, you know, have another two-piece here. These are my stats that I run on mine, so kind of a mix of a little bit of everything. There's going to be a lot of different builds going around. Just mix and match what you can get depending on your playstyle. So, last season, Violet was a top tier, one of the best heroes in the game. Right now, RGBs as a whole have taken a step back. Not just Violet, but all RGBs. The meta right now is very Moonlight focused. So Violet is not as significant. But if you are a newer to mid-game player where you can farm something like Banshee for the lifesteal gear, then I would say that Violet is still worth picking up. He is too strong to not come back into the meta, in my opinion. And even just as a late counter pick, especially when you're climbing in like the lower tiers of RTA, he's still going to be a good option to have. Definitely stronger than a lot of the RGBs right now. But if you already have the collection of Moonlight heroes and stuff like that, and you still have things you have to mola up, you know, he isn't a must-pull by any means, I don't think. And it's not even that counters that come out like Milam, Zahak. It's more the totality of the shift in the meta has kind of pushed him out to the side just enough where he's not really seen that often anymore. But don't let that persuade you that he's not a strong hero, because he is. And of course, we have Laika. Everybody's been waiting for her ever since she's revealed a year ago, over a year ago now, with a different model. And this model was revealed a few months ago, I would say, much to everybody's surprise, I think. So, Earth Ranger, see your stats here. Typical Ranger stats, except for the fact that her attack is really high for a Ranger. And I'm not really sure how much impact this will have, just based on her kit. But let's get into that. So the S1 is basically like Emil Calric's S1. It will give a boost to, a CR boost to herself and a random ally. So 10% at base, 15 with the molas. If you are going to mola it, honestly, it would be a last resort, and only if she becomes like really good. Even like, despite how good Emil Calric is, I still have not molded his S1, so just to give an example. The S2, Strike Order, so this is a non-attack skill. So she herself does not attack. However, it will trigger a dual attack with the ally with the highest attack. So it will target the enemy for 2 turns at 100% after the molars. It will increase the attack of the ally except for the caster with the highest attack. And then it will also decrease skill cooldown by 1 turn of the person who is dual attacking. So let's say a Ravi, for some reason, is the highest attack, which doesn't make any sense because her attack is usually not that high, but let's for the sake of argument it is. Then her cooldown would be lowered by 1, right? The S3, Volley Fire, it is an AoE. It has a 100% chance to sleep after the molars, and 75% chance to sleep for 1 turn, and 100% chance to decrease speed for 2 turns after the molars. But also give immunity to all allies for 2 turns. Full team immunity for 2 turns on a debuffing skill like this is pretty good. This is in my opinion, a very strong skill. The problem is that it doesn't have a strip attached to it, and it's really hard in PvP to use any type of debuffer if you don't have a strip. Yes, you can wait, but history has shown that waiting to debuff is often really bad unless you're running a super sustain type team. Like, I think the only ones that really managed to do it are like back when a Tywin, MO Ball, stuff like that were like top tier in the meta, because oftentimes their teams had enough sustain where their win strategy was actually just to wait you out and grind you down at the end. But I don't know if Laika is going to be able to do the same things. And even if she could, it's just that how aggressive, not even aggressive, but the way that RTA / World Arena has changed, just in the way that damage works now, it does make it harder for you to have the luxury of waiting that extra cycle to move around. On top of that, just like a lot of things just give immunity and stuff like that too. So even if you do wait, there's no guarantee that they won't have immunity anyway. But again, I do think that her kit is strong, right? It's just missing like a little something here and there where I'd say she's going to be top tier viable in PvP. We can take a look at Artifact 2. Now, as always, I don't recommend you chase the artifact no matter how good it is. And this artifact I feel is pretty good. It is kind of weird though. So yeah, after using a non-attack skill, you have a you give a barrier for a percentage of your HP. So level 1 is 10%, at level max, so level 30 is 20%, and then the in-between, which will be 15, it is simply 15%. So we have 1 copy, it will give a barrier equivalent to the user's HP. So let's say if Laika uses this with her S2, 15% of her max HP will be a barrier on everybody on your team for 2 turns. And can only be activated once every 3 turns, and the artifact effect can only be on 1 hero at a time, so that means you can't be running 4 rangers all with this artifact on just to keep a barrier up the whole time. Even though, okay, yeah, technically that there are 4 rangers that do have non-attacking skills. Actually, there are more actually. But as for like who would actually use this artifact, I don't actually know. It's just that ranger artifacts are kind of bad. Not even bad, but a lot of them are just very situational. They definitely lack the power that Knight and Soul Reaver artifacts have, right? Like, those artifacts are busted compared to, say, like, Ranger and Warrior artifacts. So, just by the fact that there aren't a lot of very strong Ranger artifacts, you know, this one might see some usage. If you have this max somehow, and 20% of HP, even up like, say like 15k HP, is not insignificant. That is definitely going to mitigate quite a bit of damage. It is a pretty good amount of effective HP for your team. The problem is, though, is that it doesn't really fit any playstyles right now that uses a ranger. And I would say at the moment, no. So, on paper, I think this is good, but I don't think the game right now is suited where you would actually use this a lot. It's more of a, there's nothing better to use, so might as well throw this on. Anyway, that is the video. Hope you found it informative and help you make the decision on what to pull in the upcoming week or two. Anyway, I'm Wild Neptune. It's been a good one. Nep out.